brief background lang of what got you interested in
Interested.
acting. Yes.
What got me interested, siguro bata pa lang ako, as early as maybe 5 years old or 6 years old. Um, I would love to act in front of the mirror or yung mga play, yung gano'n, di ba? You play roles while playing as a child, and I love that. I really enjoyed playing roles. Right? Bahay-bahayan and, luto-lutuan, mga ganon. It started in my, as far as early as that, I could remember. And then during that time, um, every afternoon, like after lunch, around mid-afternoon, so that's already just before our siesta, I think. There's always these Tagalog movies being aired on television, and I love to watch them. Okay, I love to watch the actors, and I am really fascinated with the way they could connect to the audience and make the audience be involved in their performance, in their acting. Okay, and then as I grew up, um, I yeah, I've been joining plays in the school at school until I graduated from high school, where I seriously um, entertained the thought of being trained by an institution or a theater group. Okay, so that's when I joined. It was right after high school, before entering college, that I joined the Philippine Educational Theater Association for a workshop, for a summer workshop. And after, it was like it's a 4 week, 3 weeks or 4 weeks, parang 4 weeks because it's the entire summer.
Mhm.
And I remember having to beg my parents to allow me na mag-workshop. Kasi usually summer meron talaga kaming activity. Kung hindi swimming, di ba mga ganun yung parents,
Yes, yes.
you take a lesson. But this time parang theater to them is kind of parang, bakit theater? Anong matututunan mo dyan?
Right,
The
right.
usual, right? I said, I want to learn acting. Huh? Yon. And they were not very discouraging, but still they supported me for that workshop. And in that workshop, that was my first, it's a basic integrated theater arts workshop, or it's called Bitao.
Yes.
That was parang uh, it liberated me. It empowered me
Right.
as a teenager.
Mhm.
And I felt so, my interest talagang parang doubled or tripled after that workshop. And it was after that workshop where I was invited by PETA to join as an applicant, to join the company as an applicant, the theater company. Because that time there's no audition or anything, it's always invitational. And so I took the chance, I grabbed that chance na maging applicant ako ng PETA. And since that was 19, if I'm not mistaken, 1979, 1978, 79. From then on, 30 years after, I was an active member of PETA. And that's where I gained my training for for act. I mean, not just acting; it's a holistic training for theater.
Right.
Okay, and it was only much latter part in my life, in my career, that I ventured into acting for television, for movie muna, for film. It started with film. Yes, yon. And
And yes.
my experience was very, how did it interest me? I always felt so good every time I would act. Like, it's so fulfilling. Parang merong
Right, right.
fulfillment that feels my,
But
your
yeah,
well-being.
it's nice that from the beginning, since you were still 5 years old, you already knew that acting was yun talaga yung
Yes.
interest mo. But I want to know, so you said you took up acting, you joined this acting school, this ano no group.
Theater group.
Yes, theater group. But it wasn't actually naman na ano no na it was a college course, it was more of a parang workshop, right?
It's a theater group. The workshop
Yes.
that I attended, it's a summer workshop. right?
Yes.
Just before entering college, I took up a different course
Right.
in college. I was still, I mean,
Oh,
so
so yeah.
while finishing my studies in the university,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like I did not join any organization in UP because
Yes.
all my ano are all my what's this my free time is occupied by theater. So I
Right.
would travel from Diliman to Fort Santiago where our theater is. That's how dedicated. That's how committed I was in theater in pursuing it.
Yeah. Because I just want to bring this up kasi people who would be interested in taking up acting, at least they would follow like the path that you've taken. But
Right.
right now, is there such a thing na like a real course sa acting ba talaga, like performing arts?
I think I'm not so sure, but theater arts there is
Theater
already.
arts, yes.
That I'm
Yeah.
sure. Meron sa UP. Okay.
Mhm.
I didn't take that up. My course was Philippine Studies. Okay, because that time PETA until now is one of the most parang progressive and nationalistic theater group.
Mhm.
Okay, so it kind of my experience in PETA or yeah during that time kind of influenced the course that I chose.
Mhm.
So I took up Philippine Studies. So it has nothing to do with acting.
Right.
So yeah. So I would claim that my acting knowledge really came from theater, and I would really recommend as a foundation that they take up theater.
Right.
If you were to ask me,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, because that was the one of the things that I really wanted to ask you. Kasi there's such a thing as, di ba, yung, like you said, yung theater and then you transition to film. I guess that's the,
Right.
ano talaga. In what aspect you would recommend it? What can you learn exactly sa theater acting that you can translate to ano later?
I think anywhere you read or
Mhm.
information naman ngayon is very much available. Uh, Theater would teach you the discipline because acting as a craft, hindi siya madali eh. For example, pag nasa TV ka na or nasa film, you keep on repeating and repeating the same scenes.
Yes.
And if you don't have the passion and discipline to do that, then madali ka magba-burnout. Ganon. And, you'll get impatient. Uh, and lahat ng fundamentals in acting that you have to learn for film and television acting are the basics nasa theater.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
all the qualities of performance, everything about internalization, sincerity, conviction, all those qualities that is being taught in theater. So
Right.
parang sa theater, it will equip you.
Mhm.
Okay, kung kunwari ang trajectory mo gusto mo talagang maging film actor or TV actor, which a lot of theater people ganun talaga yung direction at inaano nila parang I'll take theater and then eventually maka-move on sa mas popular na medium.
Yes.
Pero ako that time during my time I really had no plans of entering showbiz or even indie film. No,
Really?
I was very much satisfied and very proud to be a theater artist. Okay, like the lure, the attraction of film. Uh, Hindi siya masyadong it wasn't that attractive for me. It was just like a sideline because I was 18 years old when Lino Broca was the late Lino Broca was our like executive director. So he would continue to do films
Right.
while he does theater, right? So pag may mga pelikula siya, he would get talents or extras from our theater group or support roles. And so that's where I got casted for Bona, my very first film with the late Nora Honor, the great Nora Honor, our superstar. And that's when I realized after that experience that why is it I kind of enjoy um, acting for film. But I thought that it was like I'm being a traitor. Like it's a because theater is supposed to be my passion. So
Right, right.
parang I brushed that aside,
Uh-huh.
that desire and that, fulfillment that I felt when I acted in Bona.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right.
Because I felt so comfortable, uh, you know, acting for film
Yes.
because in theater, uh, during that time, because I was still under training, like my directors in theater on stage would tell me, hey, be bigger, larger. And medyo demure pa ang Tita Ruby mo noon. So I was, parang it was really an effort for me to be a bigger person, larger than life when you're on stage, right?
Right.
So sa film, parang na-experience ko, na-realize ko, ay, hindi pala, parang pwede rito yung klase ng ano ko. Yung talagang gusto kong klase ng acting. Ganon, that is full of sincerity, with just a twitch of an eye or whatever, nakaka-capture ng camera. But of course, after Bona, I didn't pursue yet. I mean,
Yeah.
I was really full-time and so much, talagang 100% commitment sa theater
Yes.
until such time that um, I was already a single mom and I had to look for a job that would sustain my life.
Right.
So parang acting became so like a convenient go to. So of course sa film and television and even advertising, I would be involved in the production as an acting coach or assistant director. So still related sa acting. But I did not parang I was not really keen on being in front of the camera because I also had a notion that actors should be fair, mestiza, tall, ganon, no? But then later on, as an acting coach, directors would discover me like, oh, why did you do this role? Why didn't you do this role? Until, it became parang, nga, I had to admit, I had to be very honest with myself that,
Right.
yeah, I enjoy doing this. So why
Mhm.
shouldn't I pursue it?
Yes. And how many years did it take you, Tita Ruby, from theater to fully transition to film?
I spent about 30 years of my life from 18 years old to plus, basta, total of 30 where I was active in
Three
theater.
zero. 30.
Yeah.
That's 30. Wow.
Yes.
Tagal,
Yes.
tagal rin pala sa
Matagal
ano.
talaga.
Uh-huh.
Tapos nag-enter ako, but yeah, 30. But yun nga, meron akong, while I was 18, nakapag-film ako.
Mhm.
One or two, okay? One with Lino Broca, yung Bona, and then another one with Lino Broca, I don't remember the title, and then another one with Ishmael Bernal, but all those big roles lang, okay? After that, I was already in my 40s when I went back to acting for film. So for an indie film. So I started with Brillante Mendoza,
Yes.
okay, sa Kinatay, and yun, puro mga independent films. And so
Right.
most of them were Brillante Mendoza films because he was a friend. He used to be a former colleague in advertising. And of course, from time to time, we would have guestings in because they would get from theater, right? They would some productions would prefer some TV productions would like to work with theater people, theater actors. So mga guesting lang in some shows for television. But I really never took it seriously until extra. Okay? So kahit yung kay Brillante Mendoza, yeah, I enjoy doing it. I love being to be part of his film, right? But it wasn't a regular thing. Like coaching for actors, like being an acting coach was still my bread and butter. Okay. Until Extra, the film Extra, directed by Jeffrey Jiturian. It was in 2013, if I'm not mistaken. And starring Vilma Santos. Okay. I played a supporting role as a talent caster, like a talent casting director. No, talent supplier, not really a cast, parang talent supplier ako doon. And that's for Sini Malaya. Okay. And that was my first acting award, as I won best supporting actress.
Yes.
And I never in my wildest life that I imagined myself getting an award. In fact, I wasn't even aware that Sinimalaya would have this awarding. Okay, that it's a competition. I just knew that it was a festival of films, but I didn't realize that they give awards to actors. And since I won Best Supporting Actress and I for Extra, and I thought that was gonna be my last film because I didn't want to pursue acting anymore. I wanted to get a regular job
Right.
because I was a single mom. So I said I just wanted a 9 to 5 office work or whatever,
Right.
something more regular. Because acting as a profession is so, it's so, what do you call that?
It's a ano na basis like a parang project based na.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
so irregular. Like you can
Yes.
schedule it. Okay. So that's why when you have a project, make sure that you give your best. Okay,
Right.
because it's like a passport to your next, and
Right.
you don't know when's the next, right? So ang tawag doon, the uncertainty, okay, it's so uncertain. The uncertainty of that comes with the craft, with acting, parang was eating me up, and I said, no, 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 I better discontinue this. I have a child to uh, to send to school, blah 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 blah. And so I said that Extra would be my last. I
Right.
mean, enough with this. I mean, but then after being recognized for Extra, projects became more regular. Like before, I would be messaging, texting friends from production because I would also work for the production, right? So directors, producers, PAs, basta kung sinong kasali, meron ba kayong is there a role for me? Blah, blah. It's almost like begging for a job, for work.
And you were already sorry, you were already in your 40s.
40s,
Yes.
yes. I
Okay.
was in my 40s, like early 40s, 41, just something like that. And but after Extra, like I was surprised that the network would call me already, and it has always been my dream to have a teleserye. Okay, to be part of a series in television because I love it when yung mga kamag-anak ko, mga pariente ko sa abroad would be able to watch me, ganon. But then I wasn't so after Extra, hindi pa rin, no? It became more regular, but uh, hindi pa ako ganun ka pa talagang super committed that I'd like to to embrace this job. Kasi nga, it's still hindi pa siya, parang it's not that regular.
Right.
But then, I mean, after Extra, then came, so from 2013 to 2019, I think. So 6 years apart. Biglang, so in those 3 plus tama 6, in the span of 6 years, puro mga pa rin, indie and guesting here and guesting there, so it's all that, no? And I already nagkaroon na ako ng teleserye, semi-regular, blah 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 blah, and enough to sustain a small family, okay, with 2 kids, all right. So, but still hindi pa rin ako So, from 2013 from indie film, nag-shift na ako to television. That's where I got my yung teleserye. And doon ako mas nahirapan ako shifting to television because sa film, I was used to, especially majority of my filmography galing sa independent film where it requires a very natural and realistic acting. Okay. For television, it's kind of different. It was completely different. It was like uh, parang new learning curve for me dahil yung quality ng performance is pretty much different. It would it entails for you to parang it's a notch higher, parang ganon. Kailangan bumibirit ka, kailangan humahagulgol ka, ganon. So and in the beginning parang nahirapan ako to adjust because I was so faithful. I was so dedicated with my craft that to me, what's number one in acting is sincerity. So pag nilalakihan ko yung acting ko for television, parang I feel like nawawala yung sincerity, nababawasan.
Yes.
But then I realized that this is going to be my my work, okay? That's where I earn a living. So I better study, kung saan yung, kasi observing actors, meron naman silang sincerity, but how can they do it a little haing ganon? Yon. So, tinanggal ko yon. I observe and I tried ways on how I can improve my acting for television. And then, so that was between 2013 to just 2016. So, iba-ibang mga directors na katrabaho ko sa TV. And then luckily, I got into this for just a very, a supporting role for a teleserye in ABS. The director, it's Annalisa. The director was Theodore Boborol. And then, nakita niya, sabi niya gano'n, yung acting mo pang pang indie. Sabi niya gano'n. Tapos sabi ko, Direk, gusto kong gawin pang TV. Sabi ko, turuan mo ko. Sabi ko gano'n. So, ako observe. Yung parang, hindi ko sinasabing walang sincerity yung mga actors. It's just that ako, parang hindi pa ako sanay, hindi ako at ease, yung gano'n. So sa akin, yung parang sa akin may konting put on. And then, I told myself, no, hindi pwedeng ganon, okay? Hindi pwedeng insincere ako. So, I better, find, it's like fine-tuning the kind of acting, the signature acting that I'd like to be known, which is a truthful acting and full of sincerity, na pwede sa television.
Right.
And, yon. So, after working with that director, he said, don't worry, pag ako, when I direct, an indie film, a Cinemalaya film, I promise to get you. And that was 2016. Kala ko siyempre lang yon, chika lang or just, he was just trying to be nice to me. Then came 2016, who directed, came up to me and said, "Oh, I'm now finally doing my first independent film for Cinemalaya. Oh, congrats, direct, blah, blah, blah." And he told me the story of Iska. Okay. Right. After telling me the story of Iska, it's a beautiful story, direct. Kasi it's so personal to him, that story. Okay? So, inspired by yung totoong, siya yun yung Iska, parang weekend help. Okay?
Oh, so it's based on a true
story. Oo, totoo yun. Totoo.
Right.
Okay? So, nung kinuwento niya sa akin, sabi ko, sinong bida? Si Nora Honor? Sabi niya, hindi. Sabi niya gano'n. Vilma? Sabi ko gano'n. Or, ang dami kong sinuggest. Ami Austria, Gina Lahar, kung sino-sinong mga sikat na artista. Sabi niya, ikaw. Sabi niya, ako? Sabi ko, talagang, wow, no way, no. Kasi that time, lagi na akong lumalabas sa Cinemalaya. Pero, all ad roles, yung iba-ibang characters. And I was very much comfortable and happy with that. I never dreamed, I never saw myself being a lead. Okay? So, tinanggihan ko nung una. Sabi niya, how? Bakit? Sabi niya, Direk, hindi ko kaya. Kaya mo. Sabi niya, Direk, hindi. Sabi ko gano'n. Kasi it's your first indie film, tapos kukuha ka ng hindi kilala. Sabi ko gano'n. Dapat mali. Dapat kuha ka ng sikat. Sabi ko, para may manood sa atin. Tapos ako, I could just play the main support, like the kapitbahay or the best friend of Iska. Ganon. So, yun. So, I was suggesting, no. He was insistent. He was really, sure that he wanted me. And so, yun. Nung na-meet ko yung totoong Iska, yung pinaka, niya, no? Si Ate Francesca, that's her real name. That's when parang na-inspire ako ng story niya because she was so bubbly and, parang, alam mo yung Filipino, kahit ang daming problema, kinukwento niya about the rape and everything, but nakasmile siya.
Right.
So, habang nagkukwento siya, ako yung naiiyak parang, my God, Ruby, parang hindi ka ba, don't you feel, parang privileged and honored na ikaw ang magbibigay buhay sa kwento nitong babaeng ito.
Right.
Yon. And that's when I took the role. Yon. After, so I thought sa Extra, medyo ang dami na nag-open ng door sa network. But after Iska, mas marami. Yon. Kasi siguro best actress yon, yung ganon.
Yes, yes.
And that's when I realized that dito pala sa industry nito na pinasukan ko na yung awards very especially kung galing sa reputable award
Yes.
giving bodies, it really makes a difference sa sa career mo, para siyang life changing.
Yes.
Okay, so after Iska was submitted to some festivals. Of course, Extra was also I went, my first international film festival was in India, where I went to Goa for Extra. And then after that, yung Iska won, gave me an international Best Actress Awards, Harlem. Siyempre, hindi mga A-list na na international award giving bodies, but nevertheless, that really parang added more confidence in what I do, in myself. So Harlem, and then there's one in Afghanistan for parang women power something ganyan, no?
Yes.
After that, after Iska, tapos nilabas sa Netflix kasi meron ng streaming platform that time. All right? Lumabas sa Netflix, edi syempre naging accessible na to not just the Filipino audience but to a wider audience, okay? Not just the international independent going audience, but all, to all sorts. Somebody from Expats, okay, which is me too. Expats is in 2021. One of the producers, or the director herself, saw Iska. Okay, maybe that, and parang ako yung ginamit na peg, okay, for casting. That's the kind of look that we're looking for the role of Essie for Expats. Expats is a mini series. That's my very first international series. And I didn't realize that ito sa Hollywood produced, wala naman akong ganung Kala ko lang, basta ako trabaho, ganon. Yun, so, that's where I got the opportunity. So, Iska talaga yung parang open doors for me. Yun.
I say it's very curious na even sanabi mo na parang at first nagdadalawa ka pa, or like you were hesitant. And then it was like, I think it's just fate na the role was really for you, na you fit perfectly, I think, in the role you played, and well deserved rin na nanalo ka yung Best Actress.
Thank you.
Yeah, but before we go further lang, Tita Ruby, I just want to know, how do you prepare for a role? You said you've met yung actual person.
Yeah.
How do you like emulate? Do you spend time with her, or what's the process like for that for you?
You're lucky if the character is inspired by a real one who is still alive, and you can still, pwede mo pang kausapin to observe her, to get to know the character, okay? So parang yung sa Iska, yon, parang kinuha ko lang yung gist nung nung character, as a person, okay? So nakita ko saan siya nakatira, nakita ko paano siya magsalita, yon, ganon. So that helped me a lot. Now, how to answer your question, how do I prepare for a role? Unang-una, most often, and that's what I tell my students or people who go to me for workshops, una-una, the roles that will be offered to you most often, meron reflection nung who you are. Okay? Positive or negative, yung traits nun, okay? For example, yung merong magre-resonate sa'yo dapat. I mean, ideally, okay? You will not be offered a role na na medyo malayo. Siguro kung medyo malayo, baka dapat hindi mo tanggapin. Okay? Yon. For example, how do I prepare? I read the script. I find your role here is for example, let's take Iska. Your role here is, yun nga, a grandmother na impoverished, mahirap, ganon. Pero kahit mahirap ka, resilient ka sa sa kahirapan, because what inspires you to go on, to move on, amidst all your your hardships in life is yung apo mo. And added challenge, yung apo mo na inabandon ng anak ng daughter mo is a special, is in the spectrum na mataas na, severe degree ng ng autism, okay? So, kaya nag-request, and hindi, kahit hindi na ako nag-request, parang kasama na yun sa immersion ko, and not just me, but the other members of the cast, yung we would go to schools where they teach mga yung merong nasa spectrum, merong autism, okay? And that helped a lot. So first, of course, is you read the script. Okay. Find out kung ano ba yung gagawin mong role or character. To me, character is very important. Kasi pag nakuha mo kung sino ka dun sa gagampanan mong role, dun sa kwento or dun sa film or sa whatever, kung ano man kwento yon, pag malinaw sa'yo kung sino ka, kung ano yung character na gagampanan mo, yung acting becomes parang natural, and it becomes secondary yun kasi depende na sa scene, kung ano yung kung saan ka mang ilagay na sitwasyon, na eksena. As your character, then you should react, you should talk, it's your character who will dictate how you're going to deliver your lines. It's your character who's going to dictate how kung paano ka ba paano ka magsalita, kung paano ka mag-emote, okay? Kung paano ka magalit, all those things, paano ka umiyak, yon.
And one thing I want to ask you, because maybe I've come across mga videos when I hear about actors and the character that they play. Kasi let's just say na your personality as a person medyo malleable, di ba? It's affected by so many factors. And then when you get into the role, that character becomes a part of you. And then how do you unpack that pagkatapos na ng filming? Kasi does that affect you in some way, or maybe a part of that character stays with you? What is it like, and how do you unpack that, or do you let go of that?
Yeah, that's a very important question kasi it's so real. It really happens. Is kasi, di ba, as an actor, it's ideal that you really embrace and you become one with your character, whatever character. Kasi syempre, inaano mo, hindi namang ikaw na ikaw yun eh. Okay? Maybe it's just half of you, or just 25% of you, or just 10% of you. But to be effective, to be more convincing, you really have to embrace the totality of that character, of that role, right? And especially pag sa TV, hindi lang sa TV, I think. Pati rin sa film. Baka nga especially pa for film eh. Kasi for film, you have more time to really study your character. And ang maganda lang naman sa TV, because it's a series, you have time to really, your character evolves. Okay? So kung maybe in the beginning, medyo kinakapa mo pa yung yung role mo, yung character mo, you have, 12 other episodes, kasi one season is 13 episodes, right? So, ang dami pang time for you to usually the writers would give you time to paano mag-unveil yung yung character mo per episode, right? Sa film kasi parang holistic, kitang-kita mo na kagad. So maaaral mo na yung character mo. Right. Now, how do you parang disengage with your ganun, no? Ako ay right after the scene, I shift. Kaya nga sinasabi mga lokal-lokal yung mga artista eh. Okay? Dati hindi ko magawa yon. It takes talagang sobra akong attached yung in fact, until now, pag yung kunwari very heavy yung scene, after that, yung talagang gusto mo lang tumahimik and, to be, maging just to sit down on your, on your shooting chair and, iinom kang tubig, or ako, I eat.
Right.
I have to, parang ganon, to, parang to distract me from the emotion, yung ganon, parang i-cut yung, tama, i-cut na talaga, ganon. Kasi minsan nga dala-dala mo pa. But you have to have the discipline to cut it. When you hear the word cut, that it's cut.
Right.
Okay? Kasi sasabihin naman sa'yo or if the situation would call, sustain the emotion, keep it, kasi
Yes.
we still have another angle to take, and for you to have that same kind of emotion, then you sustain it. But if the director says cut and we'll do another, or you're pack up already for the day, you're done for the day, then dapat you shift to, ako kasi ako machika, maganyan, so
Right.
parang happy akong aalis sa set, ganon. Or minsan hindi rin. Minsan hindi ako happy aalis sa set, but if I'm so affected with the last scene that I did, I just go straight na either kung nakagrab ako or magmamaneho ako, if I bring my car, yun, gusto ko na umuwi agad, yung
Right.
ganon.
But
And then,
yes, but does that character still persist yung pagkatapos na talaga ng whole movie na na filming? I'm just curious, like, does it still stay with you for months after the?
no,
No,
not
not
with me.
necessarily. Right.
Not with me. I
Not
don't
with
know
you.
with other
Yes.
actors, okay? Because ako, yun nga, I trained myself kasi even as personally, I do multitasking. I'm a mother,
Right.
I'm a father, I'm also I'm a friend of my son. Alam mo yung ganon, tropa niya rin ako eh. So I play different roles. Okay? So hindi pwedeng I would indulge in I would indulge and dwell in the character that buti sana kung yung character. Minsan nadadala ko because I would hear my son, for example, uy, wala ka na sa set, ma. Ganun, bakit ang bilis, galit na galit. Kunwari, ganun. And I stand corrected, yung ganyan. And then slowly, parang, it's a mental thing that you have
Yes.
to,
Yeah, kasi
tell her.
naisip ko lang rin, Tita Ruby, maybe it's like parang bothersome and parang, troubling in sa psychology for actors to be playing different roles. Pero
Yeah.
yeah, it's good that you've described that na the process mismo. But I just want to go back lang.
To add
Yes.
pala, for example, I did this indie film with Brillante Mendoza. It's called, the title is Sapi. Unfortunately, that wasn't one of his more successful
Right.
films. But there, ako yung nasapian, okay? And it really affected me. And knowing Brillante, syempre gusto niya truthful yung acting mo, as in parang no acting, okay? So ako yung na-possess kunwari, and it really affected me that I really got possessed. Nagnilagnat ako for 3 days. And yung consultant namin for yung taga-exercise, okay, may tawag sa kanila parang manggagamot, okay? Kailangan niya akong gamutin para matanggal yung yung pinapasok ko sa sarili ko. Ganon. So that's one example, yan. And that's when I learned, and really parang you have to really learn the discipline of disengaging yourself. It's like paghubad mo ng costume mo,
Right.
you're totally a different person. You go back to who you are. Yun.
Yeah.
Sa akin, it helps a lot when you have friends who are not from the same industry. And ako marami kung ganon. So, hindi mo marami. I mean, a handful, okay? So, you interact with these people. So, parang maiiba ka, ibang mundo eh. Ibang pinag-uusapan nyo, ibang concerns na.
Yes.
Yung ganon. Yan.
And I guess you have learned the discipline na sinabi mo from theater acting.
Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and I also want to touch up on this lang before I ask you about yung in the film industry. Was it hard for you to transition from theater to indie film and then to TV?
Yeah, in the beginning, I could see that parang hindi pa ako ganun ka-fit because while I was being trained to have a big, more expressive acting in theater, I was, I tried acting for film. And while I was acting for film, then I was being criticized naman by the director, make your acting smaller because this is for film. And that stuck in my mind, okay? But then, parang yung film, medyo na, ko kagad, naging comfortable ako, right? So when I went back to acting for film, for indies, yon, so it wasn't that difficult for me. Okay, medyo malaki pa rin, so I had to, minimize my acting by 50%. Okay, uh, because sometimes then kaya rin malaking acting, it has nothing to do with because you come from theater, but it's also sometimes because you're so eager to act. So parang you're so excited, you're everything is so big, yung ganun parang na-exage mo. And sa film hindi ganon kasi it has to be like especially for independent film, parang seamless transition from real life to uh the silver screen, right? Ngayon for television, nung nahirapan ako kasi for television, pero siguro ngayon hindi na masyado, no? But the time that I had first regular show ko, all of my co-actors, they were so good actors, pero lahat sila, hindi ako nagbibiro. Pag sabay-sabay na nagsasalita, ang lalakas ng, nabibingi ko, naiingayan ako. Yung, parang naano yung sensibilities ko. And there was a scene that I'm supposed to cry and I was already crying, and then the producer and the director said, no, you should, anong gusto niyo? Yung parang, yes. Okay. Okay. So, pero yung parang fake, quote unquote, fake. Meron pa namang tinge of sincerity, pero parang ina-acting ko na ng konti. Ganon. And that was acceptable. That is acceptable for television. Okay. So I think also kasi a lot of people parang binibelittle din yung acting for television. No. It's not belittling. Pero ano siya, para sa akin mas challenging nga eh. Kasi finding the right mix, the right balance of still being truthful and sincere, and yet it's big enough. It's like parang in between ng theatrical and film. Parang middle ground nun, yung for TV. Okay? Hindi siya kasing laki ng theater, hindi siya kasing liit ng film, but yon, somewhere in between, somewhere in the middle. Yeah.
But at the stage of your career right now, Tita Ruby, would you still para sa'yo mas prefer mo pa rin yung indie type of acting na mas more natural?
Yes.
Right. And
in fact, minsan hindi nakukuha kong criticism because fortunately mas nagiging regular na ako sa TV. I mean, I'm always given that opportunity to be part of a series. Pero every time I would watch a series, for example, Yin Lang was my last. It's for ABS-CBN. Nakikita ko na parang yung acting ko mas mababa pa rin dun sa acting ng ibang very good actors. So, para sa akin, hindi ko pa rin nare-reach, hindi pa super refined yung acting ko for television. I mean, if I would to be very honest with myself, yung ganon, masyado pa rin, and yun nga, my directors and would tell me na napaka-naturalistic kasi, I think they're just being polite, pero parang sobrang totoo yung pag-arte mo. You have to parang elevate it a little bit for television.
Right. Pero that's that's interesting that you talked about this kasi like maybe for us yung not really in the industry, like sa akin I think mas prefer ko yung natural type of acting sa indie, and then like what you said mas mas mahirap pala yung television, which is I guess there's it sheds light lang on the actual craft itself ba. And,
right.
Yeah, I'm just thankful na you're able to explain more about this this craft for people. So I want to ask you, Tita Ruby, there's a general public perception na yung quality, yung mainstream, I'm talking about yung mainstream type of films, it's not really at par with, let's say, yung international type of movies, maybe Hollywood or even yung sa Korean and even Bollywood. I'd like to know what are your thoughts about it, and maybe how can we improve on that as a nation, basically.
In fact, kasi ako mas focus on acting. For example, our mainstream films, that's what I'm saying. Acting for mainstream films is quite different from, maybe that's why I don't get casted for mainstream films a lot of times, okay? My most recent one, and I was so privileged to play that role because it's Babaylan, okay? It's for the kingdom, okay? Pero yung the usual star cinema, I hardly get casted, okay? Maybe it's a kind of acting or even also my look, yung ganon. Parang I don't pass for a mainstream, whatever, standards. Talking about our mainstream films in comparison with in the international, films like Korea or even Hollywood, I think we still have a long way to go. But, parang ang strength natin sa nakikita ko is our storytelling, yung content. Magaling ang Pinoy para sa akin, very creative. Marami tayong storya, maraming kwentong ikukwento. Okay? But I think we're very much influenced by yung soap opera kind of acting, for example. Ako, I would say, acting, no? Yung storytelling natin ngayon, I think, ang laki na nang nai-improve. Hindi na palaging linear lang, yung ganon, no? Tapos, what else? Kahit naman sa sa international, meron ding yung you call this art house and you call this parang Hollywood film, yung
Yes.
ganon, parang ruin. Parang tayo nga mas nag-cater, yung natin na yung mainstream natin, mas nag-cater pa nga dun sa papuntang Hollywood yung ganon, where, kahit na alam mong predictable and it's so glossy, it's well-made, parang ganon, it has an audience for that. Okay. Ngayon, meron ding sariling audience yung mga art house films, right? And I'm glad that yung audience for that, it's growing and growing and growing because more festivals are, being open to more filmmakers, right? More, yon. So, and it's more being appreciated, okay? So, kasi I'm so happy, ang laki ng insurgence ng young filmmakers. I see that, okay? So the fact that meron ng filmmaking course sa mga universities, right? Ganon. So malayo pa ang natin tatahakin na na landas to be able to be really, I would say, to be at par with makikita mo na rin lang sa the way we, the process of making films, because I've had the privilege of working with an international crew and staff and actors. Iba talaga. And that's why when they tell me, how do you compare? It's not, parang unfair then we would compare. One, they have the, the resources to be able to, for each one of the staff to just to specialize on this, for this production assistant, just to focus production assistant for example, for just one actor, production assistant for inside the studio. Laging, very specific yung mga job description nila. Ganon. Because they have the resources for that and we don't have it. Okay? Sa abroad, ang shooting sa isang araw, mga 2-3 sequences. Marami na yung 4 sequences. Diyos ko. Dito sa atin, for TV, minsan 40 sequences, average of 25 sequences. For film, nasa mga 15, minsan 20 pa nga umaabot. And no yun sa kanila. Kaya nga it takes longer for them to be able to finish one project. Dito sa atin, isang buwan. O minsan nga, ilang araw lang tapos na. Diba? Ang isang pelikula sa atin ngayon, kayang-kaya na ng isang linggo. I mean, yung principal photography, nakuna na. So post-prod na lang na ilang araw. Ganun din, no? So a film project could be finished in a span of 1 month. O lagay mo na with pre-production plus another month. Ganon. Minsan nga, ang pre-production, ang preparation, nasa 2 weeks lang. Ganon. And that's not, so, the kind of preparation that we do is not as much as, of course, ngayon nakikita ko there are some films, okay? There are some directors who work on things like foreign directors,
Right.
okay? Like they give so much premium on, they give so much importance on preparation. So, kunwari pre-prod nila 1 year yon, okay? I would not mention names, pero may mga ganun directors na tayo dito. Yun.
That's good, yeah. And kasi I think one yung significant na problem is it's not being widely promoted. Kasi even sa malls, Tita Ruby, we don't see much yung mga local na movies.
Mm-mm.
Even if there is, I don't think it's for the maybe pang masa na palette.
Mm-mm.
But honestly, I even do wanna see yung parang mga indie type of kasi nag-evolve na kasi I think nag-evolve na yung mga taste ng mga tao. And
Correct.
do you know anything about, since in the industry, why is anong reason of how come it's not being widely promoted yung mga local movies? Kasi I know it only happens during the Christmas time. May 1 week sila.
Yung Metro Manila
Yes,
Film
Metro
Festival,
Manila.
right?
And I've also maybe heard learned from videos na it's a matter of parang mas malaki daw yung taxes or something. Do you know anything about
Number one, yung natin, yung movie-going public,
Yes.
tayo we look up to stars. Okay, so-called. So kung sino yung sikat, kung may love team na sikat, kunwari nun, Katniel, so blockbuster yan. So kung ikaw producer and also the theater, ang tawag ng distributor, mas doon ka you would favor those kinds of films, right? Kasi merong revenue papasok sa iyo I mean, more or less mas sure yon kesa sa, for example, kunwari kahit na gumamit ka pa ng sikat din na lead but it's an art house film, like for example Die Womb, Brillante, okay, nakalimutan ko na kung sino kasabay niya noon, nag Metro Manila Film Fest yung Die Womb, okay, nung pagpasok ko sa sinehan ng Die Womb, parang wala man yata kaming 10 people in the theater. Okay? As opposed to yung yung kasama sa film festival din na nandun sila Vice and other films that were more popular actors are starring. So siguro unti-unti, especially with the advent now of social media and in YouTube, the access to more films, mas naging natututo na expose na rin ang mga tao, ang mga audience. I mean, when I say audience, the regular audience, okay? Na to patronize also and to turn their eyes and and interest on mga art house films, okay? For example, ako just about a week ago, nag-grab ako. Tapos yung Grab, nakilala niya ako. Di kala ko, hindi, yung teleserye ko yan. Sabi kong ganyan, ganyan, ganyan. Hindi po, napanood ko po yung yung lola kayo ng isang autistic. Sabi niya gano'n, sa Netflix. Yun. Iska. Talaga, pinanood mo yun. So, I'm really surprised, alam mo yung gano'n. Dahil hindi karaniwan na usually kahit naman na sa Netflix, ang akala ko, ang hahanapin mo, teka, doon ako sa yung Marian Rivera and Dong Dantes kasi blockbuster yan Bakit kaya blockbuster? That would interest me. Ganon. And ang maganda sa nakikita ko, for example, I watched that film, no? Yung Rewind, hindi ko alam, Star Cinema ba yan? It's a mainstream film. Pero kahit mainstream siya, na-enjoy ko siya. Alam kong mainstream siya, ha? Pero even the kind of acting, the kind of direction, nakita mong hindi na yung sobrang, yung parang cut out na postcards, alam mo yung ganon, na siya, yung talagang alam mong pinaghihirapan ng buong production, ng director, that you could tell that so much creativity went into it, into mounting it, yung ganon. So, nakikita ko naman na we're improving, okay?
Right.
Parang ang maganda naman sa Filipino, very very competitive Ayaw nating nahuhuli sa mundo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
But if you would ask me in comparison to international, malayo pa tayo. Although yung mga natin, yung mga art house films, yun lumalaban talaga. Kaya pumapasok tayo in so many festivals And I think ang edge natin doon is our storytelling.
Right.
Yung story style talaga natin ang nagdadala. Yung parang, wow, parang meron palang ganong for example, ano bang mga kwento yung, for example, yung naisip ko ngayon kay Brilliant, yung Kinatay. Parang merong maggagawa ng ganon, may nangyayari palang ganon. Or for example, yung short film na dinala namin na where I was one of the actors for Imago, the director was Raymond Gutierrez. It's a short film, pumasok siya sa finalist. Kasi kahit ako gulat na gulat ang role ko doon, ako yung, ang tawag doon, yung paggabi naghihintay sa ospital, sa may emergency room ng mga lalabas kasi yung lahat ng nakukunan, yung fetus nun, kinukuha ko. Okay? Kasi ililibing. Parang kami yung funeral services kasi usually tinatapon yung fetus.
Right.
Okay? Meron palang ganong trabaho. or ano ang mga ano. So during the time, ano ako, I'm a mother, pero akala ka nung mga kapitbahay ko, siguro daw pokpok ako or, a prostitute because sa gabi ang alis ko, mga 10 o'clock. Because I would go to the hospitals, nakahintay kami doon para kaming mga funeral services. Pero specifically for fetuses, kasi usually yung nakukunan or yung nagpapa-abort, yun, we wait for that. And then we offer the services na ililibing ko, for example, yung nakalagay sa shoebox, ganon. Wow, di ba ang mind-blowing nung kwento, yung parang ang galing nating maghanap kasi ang dami nating kwento dito sa Pilipinas. Okay, mapa sa urban, mapa sa probinsya. Ang daming kwentong pwedeng i-tell into a movie.
Yes, exactly. And I think tama rin sinabi mo, Tita Ruby, na it's about yung, kasi I think it's also about yung accessibility. Like there's a lot of movies na hindi natin alam saan natin makukuha. But right now, like sa Netflix, you just have to select sa category na under Filipino, and your TV series yung Expats. I just finished watching it, and one significant lang na parang striking na scene doon is when they pinakita nila yung sa domestic helpers na workers. I think it was the second to the last episode. Yung yung in the beginning where they were all gathered sa I think it was outside the mall.
Yeah, it was episode 5.
Episode 5, yes.
It was under the bridge, tama, right?
Yeah, and well, first I want to ask you, did you have to maybe do your research sa
yes. Like, yeah, I had to immerse myself with real domestic helpers. Yung nga yung sinasabi ko, as an actress or as an actor, minsan kala mo sufficient na yung you read the script and you study your character. Ano lang yon, cerebral. If you have the opportunity to meet real people of of what you're playing as a character, as an actor, go grab the chance. Ganon. Kasi yun nga, nung sa Hong Kong, nung pumunta ako doon, kala ko I was already ready. When I say ready to shoot, okay? Because I already studied my character. And then, parang a week before our actual grind, so meron namang muna, parang you're given parang 7 to 10 days to prepare. And so nung day off, nung parang Sunday yon, lumabas ako from the hotel and I walked. Yung hotel ko naka-attach dun sa bridge kung saan marami during pag Sundays, kasi Sunday day off ng mga mostly Filipino domestics, okay? Nakita ko yung nakalatag yung mga karton or banig, but mostly karton, corrugated board from old basta kung yung gano'n galing sa grocery, naka flat out dun sa naka spread out sa sahig. Tapos doon may mga baon, merong nagma-manicure, merong may naglalaro ng cards, merong kumakanta, merong video chat with your relative. Alam mo, sobra akong it was such a humbling, enlightening for me, seeing them all sprawled there. Because, why is it humbling? Because I thought that as an actor, parang may nakita ko dong isang matanda na nagte-telepono siyang ganyan. Magano siya, kausap niya yung relative niya. Sabi ko, I could be her. No? Pwedeng ako siya. Pwedeng itong isa. Ang layo nung nung ginawa kong characterization. Kumbaga parang andito pala dapat, ang layo pa. Sobrang cerebral yung pagkaaral ko dun sa character. Hindi pa yung nakatungtong talaga sa lupa, yung ganon. So, I made it a point that every Sunday, not just Sunday, basta may free day ako, kung sinong libre sa kanila, I go out with them. Kakain kami, magkukwentuhan, or invite ko sila dun sa hotel ko, magluluto ako or bibili kaming pagkain. Tapos naririnig ko na yung mga kwento nila. Grabe, mga heartbreaking stories of sacrifice, of, being away from their families. Yun yung essence ng character ko sa Expats, right? The dilemma of, priorities that you have to choose. Because you're so old, you're very smitten and attached already to this family that you work for. And not that you've disengaged yourself already from the family that you have in the Philippines, and that's the reason why you work why you continue to work even at such an age, right? Because you have a family to support in the Philippines, back in the Philippines. But yung dilemma ng yung kasi Filipinos, di ba? Yun, ang dami kong nakilalang ganun sa Hong Kong na sobrang close na sila dun sa family, especially kung may batang inaalagaan. You get attached ganun to the family,
as
to the
yung
child.
pinakita sa movie ng expats na
Right.
get attached. Yeah.
Yes. I had to immerse with real and they became my friends, and there were grabe silang mag-alaga sa akin. Grabe. And kaya yun, I established that kind of parang friendship and rapport with them for them to open up, and that helped me a lot in my characterization as Essie for expats.
So it importante talaga na you do your parang more grounded na research.
Yeah.
Sa role. Yan, I think even yung pagpanood pa lang mismo ng that section of the series, I think it was even for a Filipino ba na parang almost maka-empathize ka sa kanila.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm curious lang, Tita Ruby, maybe outside acting lang na question, how are they treated naman yung mga domestic helpers doon? Are they okay naman sila na
sa Hong Kong?
Yes.
Those that I met, yes.
Yeah,
okay sila. Okay.
Right.
Wala akong na-meet na parang minaltrato. Wala. Unfortunately, wala. Parang gone are the days na ganun eh. Okay. Although may mga cases, parang mga siguro, very, na lang, meron pa rin sigurong cases na ganun that they would tell me stories like that. Pero, fortunately, they could always go to our embassy. The embassy, the Philippine embassy is always very helpful. Ganon. At saka mas na ngayon mas, meron may social media na. I mean, they can always play live and ganon. Oo. Yes. So, at saka, yun nga, kaya kahit dun sa sa role ko sa expats, part of the script, there was parang merong portion doon yung sa script kasi I would speak English, na parang yung English ko medyo karabaw-karabaw ganon. Sabi ko, I don't have to copy the way you talk English because I cannot. I didn't grow up in America, and so I would talk the way like a Filipino English would talk. But yun nga, yung inano ko doon kasi kung i-represent ko ang Filipino OFW, gusto ko namang i-represent ng maganda na nakakapagsalita ng maayos na tama ang grammar na English. Right. Maybe not as polished, not as as organic the way an American grown citizen would speak it in their first tongue, pero sabi kong ganon, yun. So, yung parang kinorek yun kasi I refuse to talk in the parang Carabao English. Because I've learned also with my immersion, and I back that up with yung research ko. Kaya pumayag din yung writers kasi hindi ka naman pwedeng magmarunong lang ng basta gusto mo lang magmarunong. Siyempre meron ka dapat basis. Kasi a lot of them are university graduates or college graduates, di ba? Yeah. Ganon. So, yung iba pa nga, may teacher, merong, ganon. So, talaga, ng puso, yung ganon. The things that they have to go through to be able to work, for a better life for their families back here in the Philippines. Grabe. Pero grabing qualification nila. So, yung humility, yung kaya rin ang gagaling, di ba? Right. Kasi bukod sa we're known for being honest, we're known for yung nakaka-proud din eh. Kaya ako talagang with all pride yung pagkaganap ko dun sa ESI. Kasi siyempre meron ng mga interviews din sa akin sa Hong Kong na hindi ka ba na parang don't you feel any parang any discomfort that Filipinos are always portrayed as domestic helpers in a lot of parang films. I said no. In fact para sa akin, it's my pride and honor to be able to play their lives, okay? And I should play it well, dapat. Right. For them to, para makaano sila sa akin, makakonect, ganon. Yeah. Because I will be representing, sabi kong ganon, millions. I mean, sa Hong Kong na lang, tayo pinakamarami, I forgot the exact figure, parang hindi ko alam kung 300,000. Ang number one, domestics in Hong Kong, right. Philippines. Yan.
Yeah, I think sa all around the world naman, mas prefer talaga nila yung mga Pinoy.
Mm-mm.
By the personality natin.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a few more ano na lang, Tita Ruby, questions. Maybe what's the biggest lesson that you have learned in this industry?
Siguro number one is patience. Okay. If you're really keen and determined to enter the industry as an actor, especially as an actor, no, mas yun doon na lang ako mag-focus as an actor, you have to have that patience, okay? Because you will go through a lot of, really swallowing humble pie, swallowing your ego, which is good for an actor, no? Na iswallow mo yung ego mo because yung industry maybe ganun din sa corporate, 'di ba? Pag bago ka, pag rookie ka, medyo parang you go through the groups. Yun. So dapat meron kang ganung humility, okay? It's second, humility is very important. Okay? And yun nga, and the patience and what else? Humility, patience, and hard work. Okay? And yun nga, stick to your dreams. Kasi hindi mo alam kailan biglang, wow, di ba? Ako nga yung expats, honestly, hindi ko pinangarap yun eh.
Right.
In fact, after winning Iska, meron akong gay friend na, wow, Tito, oh nga, grabe. Sabi ko, hindi ko alam ganyan-ganyan. May ganito palang Cinemalaya, blah, 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 blah. And then, what's next for you? Sabi ng friend kong ano. Tapos sabi ko, more Cinemalaya. O kahit ano. Sabi kong ganon. Parang ganon ako. And no, dapat sana magkaroon ka ng Hollywood. Ha? Paano? Imposible. So, even you don't say no to your dreams.
Yes.
Just keep on working and striving towards becoming a better actor, and you'll go merong paglalagyan sa iyo. Imposibleng wala.
Yes.
Yan.
Yeah, I think it's a very nice message for all people out there, not only sa acting but in any field. Yeah, and I think it's a testament rin, Tita Ruby, for your talent talaga. No? Na even I remember you said earlier na wala ka talagang pangarap to be like going to films, and yet here you are right now, nakapanalo ka ng Best Actress,
Yes.
made it in Hollywood. So I think we should, that's something very inspiring, and it's
Right.
to share this to the
Yes.
public.
And also, do not be the first one to underestimate yourself.
Right.
Don't be arrogant. Stay humble. I mean, the most, because, the situations that you'll experience entering this industry will really make you humble. Okay? Kasi matututo ka makisama sa iba't ibang klase ng tao. Sa mga director na lang, iba-iba eh. Sa mga co-actors na lang, iba-iba. And you don't belittle anybody kasi hindi mo alam ang mga pinanggalingan nila. Okay? Maybe ikaw mas nakapag-aral pero mas magaling to kaysa sa'yo kahit na nakapag-aral ka. Kasi mas mahaba na ang karanasan niya. Alam mo yung ganon? So, ang daming pagkakataon na ang dami mong mapupulot na aral. And as an actor, you should be, your eyes should be wide open for those learnings. Yung ganon. At yung mga aral na yon, you don't just learn it in school or in a theater school or in a theater group. Ang daming ko nakatrabaho na I am so amazed. The likes of Nora Honor, for example, okay? Maganda siyang example kasi hindi man nag-workshop yan eh. Walang work. Kami nga meron na kaming, kumbaga ako nung pumasok ako, may training na ng theater. Nakailang workshop na ako at nagtuturo na ako ng acting. Nora Honor is so intuitive and a lot of them. And I would say for Nora Honor talaga it really comes from the heart. Yon.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think there's a shortage of talent talaga sa industry natin. No?
Yeah, that's
Maraming
true.
talented na artist, yeah. It's a matter of like just promoting them and hopefully making it to to more viewers internationally. Tita Ruby, thank you so much for your time,
Yeah, Lionel,
for
thank you
all your
too.
insights. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will learn from this conversation.
Yeah, I hope I'm able to inspire, especially practicing actors already or those who still want to try out acting for either for stage, for television,
Right.
or for film. Just don't give up on your dreams.